Hey, and good morning, everybody. We're here on December the 19th. I'm going to try something a little new here with some morning updates that you guys can take with you. We'll see if we get any kind of carry on this. If you're new to the page or you're checking out this recording, do me a favor. You can subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and give me a thumbs up or something you'd like to see. It's part of a daily product here. I just want to put it aside from my normal broadcasts, as this will be a kind of a new element here. So anyway, we're starting out this morning. Definitely much colder across the eastern third of the United States, thanks to that big storm system that finally cleared New England. But they're getting some snows across areas of the Great Lakes. Cleveland had some snow overnight. I'll show you that here in just a little bit. Still getting some snows there across portions of New England for this morning. So let's go on the full picture here, and getting some rains out on the West Coast as well. So what we're going to see here for a few days is I think we're going to see some pretty decent weather for most of the country. A little bit chilly on the eastern third, although that's going to begin to moderate a little bit heading toward the weekend as we head toward the last weekend before Christmas. So Christmas shoppers, you guys need to get out there and do your thing. Now, as far as what the satellite picture is looking like here for this morning, the eastern third looking pretty good. A lot of clear skies there. A little bit of dirty skies out in the west. So a lot of little weak little systems just kind of all over the place. Makes forecasting a little bit fun and tricky, that's for sure. But you're seeing some clouds there in the high plains from the Dakotas and Montana, stretching on down through Colorado. And again, a little bit of rains out on the west coast as well. You can definitely see the big chill here, and that's for sure. You can take a look at these current temperatures, and you can see where that freezing line is currently sitting. It is very nippy outside. You've got the freezing temperatures going all the way into the deep south here as that cold air is kind of ushering in across from Canada. It's a quick shot. It's just going to quickly move on out of here and begin to moderate as we head toward the weekend. So we're looking at above normal temperatures. I think really kind of for most of the country going toward Christmas, and then we should turn colder if everything goes as advertised as we head into later in the week next week. But I'll have another report on that you can check back on a little bit later. Now, believe it or not, there is a thunderstorm threat. Yeah, got a little bit of a few rumbles of thunder possible out on the west coast, out there towards San Francisco and Northern California and stretching down north of LA, but generally right around Sacramento and San Francisco, Oakland, that area for today. Just nothing severe, but the chance of brief heavy downpour with a thunderstorm is not out of the question. Now, where we're currently getting activity this morning is we're getting, again, those wraparound snows here that we're currently seeing across the Great Lakes right now as we get quite interactive here. So I kind of move this over a little bit so you can see some of the snows here across Rochester, and I can zoom in here a little bit. And you can see Buffalo and getting on the snow actions coming down through Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, getting a little bit of light snow as well here for this morning, and even stretching down into some portions of the Appalachians through Blue Ridge as well, getting with a little bit of snow activity here across the Northeast. So we can pull out here again. We'll zoom back over here to the other part of the country where the other weather's going on. Got a little bit of wet and rainy weather here across Arizona this morning. Good morning to Arizona. Tucson, Phoenix getting some rains here this morning. Not really going to amount to a whole lot there in the Phoenix area. A little bit into California, a few sprinkles around Los Angeles, but nothing to write home about. The main rain's really up toward the north. So north of Bakersfield, heading up toward Mammoth Lakes. Yeah, you can get a little bit of snow there into the higher mountain ranges here. I'll go and zoom in here a little bit closer. You can see here through Mono City, Mammoth Lakes area, getting some snows up there, and getting some rains across Sacramento, Oakland, San Jose. This could cause some airport delays across some of the airports. I know the San Jose airport sometimes gets delays when the rain comes in there. That's for sure. I've had some travel experiences with that. And then heading up the west coast, you can see the rains here all the way Chico, going over toward Penny, Trinidad, a lot of areas in California getting some rains there in Northern California with that onshore flow. And the rains extend all the way up into Oregon. You're getting some rains up into Oregon as well, south of Portland, Corvallis and Santa, getting some decent rains around Gates. So you can see those yellows. That's definitely indicative of the heavier rain amounts. And then finally going up into the Pacific Northwest, up towards Seattle into Washington, getting some rain there and some snows up in the higher elevations and some pretty decent downpours getting ready to move into Sunnyside as well for this morning. So that's just a quick look tour of your radar here for this morning with the wet weather. Let's take a look at some of the live cams. I mentioned earlier that Cleveland actually had some snow overnight. Look at that little whiteness on the ground there a little bit. I caught it snowing earlier, but it says tapered off for now. Nothing more than a dusting. Shouldn't be too big of a deal there in Cleveland right now. And out in Pacifica, California, Cameron winds a little bit wet this morning, but they're getting some wet and rainy weather out on the West Coast to begin their day, as you've seen with that radar picture for today. All right, let's go switch over to the latest North American model. This is your 84-hour model. We're just going to take it out just for the next 3 days and kind of show you what's going to be going on with this particular model. So I'm going to step you through here throughout the day. So we're going to start with this morning right about 7 o'clock. So you see you've got a lot of cold air across areas of the Northeast. That's indicative of that blue that you kind of see in there. Okay, so this is, you got a lot of cold air up across the Northeast. Here's that kind of weak series of weak disturbances out here on the West Coast to bringing in some of the rain out there. And we'll step you through here today. We'll take you out till about late this afternoon and going into this is around 2 o'clock, and this is late this afternoon around 5 Eastern time. So still looking at some rain out toward the West Coast here. So it's a bit unsettled. If you're out in Washington State, California, maybe Nevada, Idaho, I may want to keep an umbrella handy. But most of the country for today looking pretty dry for the most part. And as we go ahead and step you through here throughout the day, again, looking pretty good going into tomorrow for most of the country, except for the West Coast. You got that a low pressure system that's coming in out there. So you're still looking at the wet and rainy conditions out across San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and probably sneaking down into areas of Los Angeles as we go throughout the day heading into tomorrow. And then we'll see some precipitation breaking out there across portions of Colorado. A little bit of a moisture stream starting to develop a little bit here, coming in out of the Pacific, kind of streaming up this way in response to this low pressure. So they get a little bit of moisture kind of kicking up into the southern plains as we wrap up the next few days. So Thursday looking pretty good, and then we start to see some precipitation there across portions, the middle portion of the country, that little weak moisture flow coming out of the Pacific. And that the Southern California really gets on the act as we go into Thursday and Friday with the wet weather down that way for San Diego and Los Angeles. And you notice the rains here starting to increase on Friday morning. That's what that is. Friday morning, you're looking at some precipitation breaking out into areas of the plains there. Some Missouri stretching down toward Texas. So you get some wet weather here. You got wet weather in Southern California. Probably got another system getting ready to come on shore here. Heading toward the weekend into areas of Washington State. But most of the country fairly quiet for the week ahead. And then things get interesting and a little busy as we head toward next week. Let's look at your temperatures. If you want to look at the temperatures real quick, I'll switch over to the temperature mode here, and we'll just take it out to today's highs. So we'll take it out to about 21Z, which is so you can see here by 5 o'clock this afternoon, you're still dealing with some very nippy weather across the Northeast. It's definitely not going to warm up all that much. You still see in temperatures here in this blue area zone, and right here, that's below freezing temperatures. Fairly mild, though, here in the high plains. I mean, that's very warm by mid-December standards, that's for sure, with above normal temperatures. And that's going to be the theme, I think, really for a lot of us going for the next few days. And then for tomorrow morning, your morning lows in the morning, once again, you see in the 30s under a big chunk of the country. We'll see that once again there, stretching there from the deep south and going up through the high plains. You're still looking at that cold air kind of moving in here, but that's going to modify as well as we go through the next several days. All right, so that's your update here for this morning. I just want to go ahead and give this a shot. Try to do these on a regular basis. You can check back in here, get a quick weather update for you for planning purposes. If you got any travel plans, got a comment or something, please leave it down below as always. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, become a member, and hit that notification bell so when I post these, you know, hey, got a forecast I can go check out. I got a new video I'll be posting later today talking about not one but two potential snowstorms into next week. And I got two of them to watch going in toward next week. All right, that's your forecast for today. Thank you, other nerds. Appreciate it. We'll see you on the next report. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.